My account was passed before, sure. All right. So, please, can you? I have a very, very little slide to share, and I will try to take as little time as possible because I also would like to give room for questions. I think this masterclass, in the grand scheme of things, would make a lot of sense if we make it interactive, right? Me not just it's not that we not just come here and just telling you what we think you need, but you asking us questions, right, from our experiences, and we can, to the best of our abilities, answer the questions. All right. So, go back to the first slide. The first slide, yes. Let them not see my face first. So, yes, so this is a topic we are going to be talking about. And first of all, let me first say that it's a privilege to be here. And second of all, let me say that I respect everyone here, right? The assumption right now is that everyone here is in the tech space. Is that correct? No. Okay, please, let's even do that. Please, I want to have a good idea of the kind of people I'm talking to so that I will know how best to scope what I'll be talking about, right? So we have tech people here. If you are in tech, just raise up your hand. Okay. So by tech, I mean like engineers, designers, product managers, right? If you're not in tech, raise up your hand. Okay. What do you do? Peer writer. Okay, makes sense. What do you do? Electrical installations like inverter and stuff. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll call you one of these days. Who else is not in tech? Okay, what do you do? Agriculture. Okay, nice. Your face looks familiar. I don't know why. What do you do? Creative writer. Okay. Is there another person that would like to share what they do? Sorry, you. Let us not offend people. Okay, what do you do? Fashion designer. Awesome. Okay, what do you do? What? Okay, writer. Wait, what? What? Law. Wow. Okay, that's nice. Okay, but then let me ask one other question. Because, so this topic, when I was given this topic, I made an assumption that the people I will be talking to is either you are in tech or you would like to get into tech. Did I make the right assumption? It's correct, Abi? Okay, so let me just know that, okay, I made the right assumption. Okay, so the next slide, just about myself. So when they asked me what they want, what they should put on the design, I just asked them to put software engineer because more often than not, I try to detach myself from, I just want to be myself, sure you get, so that if today I work at Grazak, tomorrow I can work somewhere else without any attachment, you get. So yeah, my name is Ibini Obikoya. I'm a software engineer. I'm also a tech mentor, and I am a YouTuber. I'm just coming up, so take it easy. Yes, I'm a YouTuber. So I have a YouTube channel where I talk about tech, I talk about faith and lifestyle. Tech mentor, I'm one of the mentors for Grazak, actually. So I have a couple of people that were assigned to me that I actually mentor on a daily basis. But it's been a while I've spoken to them, actually. Life has been hard, seriously. Next slide. All right, so this is my work experience. Now, there's a serious reason why I'm sharing this information, right? And I'm going to explain. Now, if you look under work experience, there are four companies. Actually, there are 5, but the fifth one, the company has shut down. I couldn't even find the logo of the company. So the first one was the first company I worked, and that was where I did my internship also. And by the way, I studied computer science in the University of Ibadan. Then I worked at Global Accelerex. Does anyone know Global Accelerex? Okay, USAB. Uh-huh. Then I worked at Paystack, and then I worked at Branch. Does anyone know Paystack? Okay, of course you know Paystack now. You know Branch? Now I'm scared. How do you know branch? Wait, what do you use branch for? You borrow money at this age. Okay. You borrow money. Eh? I was just okay, so small sha. All right. So now I now demarcated it and I have another section called interview experience. So interview experience, those are companies I interviewed, right, at, and it's either I did not get the job or I got the job, something happened, right? And I'm going to give, don't worry, I'll give you a full story. You get full context. You said what? Location? Yes. Don't worry, I'll give you context. Give you context. Yeah, so I've interviewed at Microsoft, interviewed at Google, interviewed at Goldman Sachs, interviewed at Amazon, and interviewed at Wise. You guys know these companies, right? All right, nice. So let's move on. And then one reason why I put this here is so that you can know that when I come out here and I tell you, I give you tips on making yourself available for global opportunities, you know that, okay, to a little extent, I know what I'm saying, right? Okay, next slide. Okay, so the agenda for this slide is, we'll talk briefly about digital space. We'll talk about how to prepare for global opportunities. Then there's a particular topic that I love, building authority in a specific niche. Then after that, future proving your career, then conclusion, and then we move to questions. Next one. Now, digital space. All right. So this is the analogy I like to go with. The way the digital space is such that, you know, when you are playing a game, when you have a game, right? Let's say Assassin's Creed, right? You're playing a game, you start from level 1, right? Games have different levels, and each of those levels come with their own different requirements, right? And when you pass one level, the requirement changes, right? And you have to learn the requirement for the next level, right? That's with the digital space is it keeps moving. It's just evolving. And if care is not taken, right, you can easily become obsolete. So I can be the best engineer in Nigeria today, and this time next year, I'm the worst. Right? That's very, very possible. And as a result of that, there's a lot of pressure on growth-minded individuals. I intentionally added growth-minded individuals because not everyone feels that pressure. If you are not a growth-minded person, you will not feel the pressure. You will feel like, okay, you are making it and you are enjoying life, right? So imagine I'm earning 1 million naira right now. Let's say I work at Paystack and I'm earning 1 million naira. I mean, it's not the best, but then I can live a comfortable life, right? And if I don't aim higher, I might still be fine, right? And if I'm that kind of person, I wouldn't feel the pressure of the fact that the digital space is evolving, right? I can just stay where I am, and I'll be enjoying my life little by little, right? Next slide. Okay, so now, how to prepare for global opportunities? Okay, so the first one I have here, I said, build a strong online portfolio. Okay. Now, do you guys know what online portfolio means? Right? It's just your, maybe online presence, right? When I go online, what do I find? David mentioned Twitter, right? And let me just say big disclaimer. Me, I'm not a fan of Twitter, right? I'm not a big fan, but I think that there are a lot of people. I personally know a guy, just like Debbie shared. This guy, all the jobs he has had in his career, he didn't apply for one. Not even one. Every job he has had, he would just, right from when he was a junior engineer, he was a designer too. I feel like it's easier for designers, but let's table that. Every job he has had, he would work on a personal project, then post it. Say, I think you guys call it something, maybe case study. Yes, he would do something like that. Then post it on Twitter, LinkedIn, and say, oh, I worked on this. This was my thought process. Write an article on it. And very, very weird stuff would happen. Somebody would just enter his DM and said, oh, I saw what you did. Can you do the same thing for me? We are trying to... And that's how the guy will get a job. And from there, he moved from job to job, right? Now, one thing you will notice is that guy was growing. It's not as if he has grown. Not as if he had already gotten to a certain level. He was growing. But one nice thing, which is what I advise people to do recently, is in as much as you are growing, document your growth. Document it, right? I will tell people that there's an invisible eye on the social media. There's an invisible eye, right? There is somebody, or maybe a group of people, that are looking at what you are posting. So you get. Don't be a tech person and, okay, let me not put it that way. I'll prefer it for you not to, even though you're a tech person, right? Don't be posting things that don't really matter, right? Don't. Because you will say the internet never forgets, Abi. Yes. I make it a point of duty to, I use LinkedIn a lot and I preach it. I preach LinkedIn a lot. I haven't opened Twitter in a long time just because it can be toxic at times. And not everyone can undo the toxicity of Twitter. Sure you get. But if you can, it's fine. It's a great space to be, right? But personally, I use LinkedIn, right? And for people that know me, right, I post on LinkedIn. If I drop a new video, I'll go to LinkedIn. Oh, I did this, I did that, right? I've seen people that, if I one of the people I advised to do the same thing, she came today and she came to meet me and she told me she got speaking engagement just by posting. So imagine you are a newbie in tech and let me say something. On LinkedIn, a lot of people, they do mule. You know what that means? They do mule. So there is a lot of intimidation on LinkedIn, but don't look at that. There's something LinkedIn does. LinkedIn tends to magnify you more than you actually are. So let's say you're at level 2, for instance, at whatever it is you are doing, right? The way you post, see, on LinkedIn, only the strong post too. Yes, only the strong post. Because you can post now and people come and criticize what you posted, right? But then just that thought and that braveness to go post, right? People will respect you. And people that don't really know so much, they will just assume you know what you're doing. You just assume you know what you're doing. So it's possible for you to be a junior engineer, but you are posting, how to do this on LinkedIn. And someone will enter your DM and approach you for a lead engineer role. That's happened to me very well. Someone came to meet me and said that, okay, they said I should do MC work small. So they said there's a car that's obstructing you, obstructing someone, right? Sienna, just normal Sienna. Okay, Toyota Sienna, Lagos plates, JJJ986EZ, right? JJJ98EZ. So if that's your car, before we move the car. All right, where was I? Okay. Yeah. I started, so someone advised me, and I started posting the little things I know. And someone reached out to me. Number one, I'm purely a back-end engineer, right? I used to do full stack, but not anymore. And even my back-end self, I write Node.js. And someone entered my DM to tell me that that they want to consider me for a lead Java engineer. How? Where do I start? You get? That just goes to show that whether it is you know or you are sure of what you are posting or not, right, there's something it's doing. So the first time you post, you might not get any engagement. The second time, you might not get anything. Just keep posting. Just have that belief that, okay, you are building towards something, and there's somebody watching. All right. Network with global communities. Yes. I mean, I think it only makes sense if you are preparing for global opportunities. You should network with global people, right? And by the way, these global opportunities means that you are not just limited to Nigeria. That's what it means, right? So whatever it is you are thinking, make sure it is bigger than Nigeria, even more than Africa, right? So I make it a point of duty to connect with certain people on LinkedIn, right? I don't even necessarily have to know them. Or I might just go through someone's profile. Oh, this guy is doing great. Might not even be a Nigerian, but this guy is at the level I want to get to someday, right? Follow the person, right? Follow the person's, if the person posts regularly, follow the person back to back. If you can, and this also means that you attend conferences. Oh, so you get, if you have the money to attend international conferences, please go. Please go. Right? Some of the connections that are helping my life right now, they just come from just little events. It doesn't have to be any big events, right? I'm sure that there's some, at the very least, there's someone here that will make a connection that will later help their career. At the very least, worst case scenario, there's just one person here that will make one connection here that will help the person's career. So don't trivialize the power of connections. And don't look down yourself that, oh, I'm a Nigerian. Then this is someone, there's one guy, maybe that is 18 years old and is a CEO or whatever, right? And he's in the US. And you cannot enter the person's DM, put whatever you want to put. Last, worst case scenario, he will ghost you. He can't come to your house, come and beat you now. So just like David said, well, I know I'm guilty of this one too. In fact, there's someone that's looking at me right now. People enter my DM and say, oh, okay, mentor me, do this, do that. Right? Me too, I'm in people's DM. Maybe when you are in DM, me too, in my DM, I'm busy lobbying inside someone else's DM. That might just be the reason why I've never responded. Yeah? Honestly. So, collaborate across borders. So this one, I think that LinkedIn can be a great tool. There's something I did recently. There was this guy that is building a particular platform to something very similar to Act the Jobs that Grazak built. So the guy is just single-handedly building it, except that it is focused on back-end development, right? And every time this guy makes an update, he will come to LinkedIn and say, oh, I've done this. And one random day, he just posted, and I just developed interest. Like, okay, this is a very nice thing that this guy is doing. In fact, I have people that would love to be a part of this. I have people that would love this kind of platform, right? And guess what? I just dropped a message that, oh, will you be interested in collaborating on this project? The guy entered my DM, right? And we set up a call. Now, me and the guy, we are friends. We are both working on the project. I'm not collecting money, right? We are building it together. If tomorrow this guy gets a job in one big tech company and a role opens up, right, that fits my qualifications, he wouldn't think twice before calling me. Not because I am the best engineer, no, right? But just because right, just communicating with people from other countries, people from other spaces, right? Also for product managers too, right? And I think it might come in handy for people in other spaces, right? It doesn't have to be tech. So you get. So if you are looking, if you want to prepare yourself for global opportunities, you must have the ability to communicate with people across the globe, right? Embrace remote work and time zones. I know embrace remote work. I don't need to preach it to anybody, right? In fact, if I ask everyone here wants to work remotely, right? Yeah. But how many people can work in a different time zone? One of my one of the guys I mentor got a job. He got 3 jobs, and he was doing three of the jobs. So one of the jobs, I think it was in US or something, and he reached out to, he asked me if I think it's a good idea for him to work three of them. And I just gave I don't make decisions for people. I would analyze your situation, give you your options, then make your decision. So that if anything happens, you won't say that, it's need So I told him, I did the same thing for him. And I gave him scenarios, pros and cons, right, of either doing everything, doing two of the jobs and all. So he ended up doing three of the jobs. And one of the jobs, the work hours is, you will have to work till like 12 in the midnight or 1. And after like a month, he came back and was like, he didn't know that this is how it was. I'm like, how did you think it was? Right? So you want to be creating a lot of money, and you want to be working with a company in the US, and you want to be doing 9 to 5. It's not possible. Right? So as much as you are craving for that global opportunity, be ready to work at odd hours. I think there was a time in my life where I was working, I was working like on a daily basis. I was doing like 15, 16 hours of work every single day. Yes, 16, 17. Speaking from experience. Some hours of work every single day. Obviously, without weekends. Every single day. Right? I'm not saying that you have to do that. Right? It's a matter of, I have a video where I talked about pleasure and price. So there's a kind of pleasure I get from doing that much work, which is obviously the money that comes out from it. Right? There's a lot of money. Right? So I'm able to do a lot of things because, yes, I have the money. But then, I didn't really have the time to work. I didn't really have the time to spend the money I was getting. So it's not a matter of are you ready to pay the price for what you are looking for. So yes, research the global market. I think that goes without saying. Next slide. Yeah, building authority in a specific niche. Okay, so this one here, I can spend one day talking about this particular topic. Right? And let me first paint a picture of what an authority looks like, right, in a particular space. So it might be software development, it might be design, it might be copywriting, it might be fashion designing, whatever it is, right? If you want to be an authority, right? See, not everyone can be an authority. Only a selected few can become an authority, right? And those selected few must have done things that a lot of people wouldn't do, right? So let me give you an example of what an authority looks like. Because I myself, I'm still trying to work. I'm working towards it, right? I'm not even halfway there. Has anyone watched Silicon Valley? Yes, the movie. The series, right? Silicon Valley. Now, sorry, let me try to explain. So the Silicon Valley I would recommend, if you are getting to tech, just watch it. It's a very nice, right? It's a very, very nice movie. It's about 4 guys. Is it 4? I think 4. 4 guys to start a company, right? And they had to go against a lot of big companies. Imagine trying to build a company that goes against Google. You get, so it was basically their journey. So there was this guy out of the 4 guys, and at some point the guy decided to quit his job. Right there and then, the guy updated his link to open for work. And less than 5 minutes, recruiters were coming. Hello, is that waiting for the guy to say, oh, he has stopped working, looking for opportunities. And barely, this guy started getting calls. And funny thing, the calls were not to hire him. The calls were for him to just come in for a discussion. There's a level that companies will not be hired, they won't be interviewing you. You'll be the one interviewing the company. And I've seen people get to that level. Like, this is no joke. There's one of my friends, when we were in school, in 100 level, he was a consultant at IT. I didn't even know what programming language was, right? And now, the guy is lead engineer at Caris. If this guy is at Caris today, I'm telling you, companies that are waiting just grab the guy. That's what it looks like. You get your own terms. The company will not give you an offer. You then make a contract. Say, this is what I want. That's what authority looks like, right? Yes, how to become or building an authority, building authority in specific niche. Specific niche. See, it's possible for you to. Wow, I'm shocked. It's not possible for you to say that you are a self-engineer, you do everything, become a master. You're not God. Not God. That's one of the mistakes that I see. Because see, I think Joshua from PKVS was saying something that try to avoid the right as because tech is a very, very interesting space because there are a lot of right? Everything is important to you. Right? When I I wanted to start out as a mobile engineer. But guess what? I didn't. Do you know why? Because my system was not it was not good enough to run Android Studio. I'm sure there are people that identify with me on that. You want to do more development, but one way or the other, I'm not doing web development because the conditions were not favorable. I thought, okay, just this one, and maybe later I will switch to when I have enough money to buy a good system, right? So, I'm going to my chain of thought. Yeah. Where's it? It's up. It's not coming up. All right. So if you have to be authority in that space, right, you need to specialize, right? Because you are not God. And see, every niche, every space, right, has its depth. Like every space. There's no shallow space. You can't say that I want to be a front-end engineer. So I'll front engineer for years, I'm back-end. You think you've conquered front-end development. There are people that work, they are still trying to figure it out, right? So it takes a lot of time for you to get to that depth where you are now barely scratching the surface of mastery, right? And you can't do that when you are scratching multiple surfaces, right? So, folks, let me open my slide because it will be fine. Abi? Yes, just give me a minute. Let me just. Yep. Yes, the second thing I had there is aim to be the best. One of the value of page tag was or is still a value. High standards. Whatever it is you are doing, right? And this aiming to be the best of the best, right? It will now tell the people you compare yourself with. Right? You compare yourself with people that you are on the same level and you think you are killing it. You're playing. You can't aim to be the best and you are comparing yourself to people that are not best. Make the best of the best, but not even in Nigeria. Because the funny thing about tech is that, see, even though we are here and you are now trying to apply for the people you are competing against are not in Nigeria. They are not. People that went to probably Harvard, went to Stanford University, and you are here. You went to I went to UI. Yes. How am I supposed to compete with those people without a shock? Right? But make it myself and say that let me compete with Ogun State people. Let me compete with now. And I'm seeing one guy and say, "What's this guy?" And I said, honestly, when I was doing my IT, right? I was just at that time before IT. I didn't know anything. And then the company was using PHP. So I assumed IT. I had to quit from Node.js to PHP. I had to learn PHP from scratch. So that time, the company was so good for them to run Laravel, right? So it was a very strange process. And even I didn't stop writing my notes. I stopped writing my notes. So I got a pay. And when I finished school, they retained me. And barely 3 months into the whole retention, they needed me at 400 level. Even at 400 level, I had people that did their IT. This is one nameless company, one in Ibadan, right? It would have been funny of me to think that they've made me team lead. But I asked myself, if you come to Nigeria and say that, all the tech leads come out. No, that's the next question. So you take attack, come out. Me, I will not come out and say, that would have been quite funny, right? So always hold yourself to a higher standard, right? In case you're this one I was talking about, I meant to talk about always should work, right? A lot of that mindset, even enough job in the define the work day. You might be good. I even this man here, having somebody knows. But it's something. My mom used to say something. I was going to school and they bought a bucket. You understand this very well. So you buy a bucket and you now put in the bucket. Do you know that if you see the bucket, that you will identify the zone? Abi? So if they steal the bucket at all, how would you know that this guy is so right? It's when they see that they know that okay, this guy's good. Yes, but then it's important. It's important to network with that professionals. I've mentioned that before. Let me not talk about it anymore. Attend and present present at specific events. That's just reiterating what I said. This one I put there. Endorsements. That's what LinkedIn endorsements for recommendations. Yes, it's not for show. It's there to be used, right? That's people that you worked with or worked for. Up to them. Can you give me a recommendation? It could be the same place for you to get. Honestly, it's possible that you have a job, right, and there's people of the same. The only thing that differentiates one person from the other is that person have people spraying. Person doesn't. So it's possible to leave a stone on. Your career. These are things to ensure that you become obsolete. I mean, how to become obsolete. Yeah, life learning, right? Learning stops. I think something that without learning stops. I think very good things. You're still learning. I don't know. Even now, learning. People that you think that this is the level I want to get to in my own career. I get to this level, forget. And they try to pass. I was taking a look at Sundar Pichai, the Google. I took a look at his career story. And the guy had 2 PhDs. Why? Why is this? What are we looking for? What matter is there's a lot of tendency that the guy might not have gotten to the level he's right without that to just continue learning. I'm sure that guy is still taking courses. So I'm sure he's still taking courses. Not in school, right? Taking courses. So what have any excuse to get to a point? Park my car and then put my what? All right. So adaptability. Yes. Let me first talk about focus on core skills, because that will be my point on the second one. No matter what you're learning, right? Try as much as possible. And I know that it can be pretty difficult to figure out exactly what best part is, right? So if you are learning, say, fashion designing, you have to learn copywriting, right? It's possible that sometimes just ability. And that's where it's nice to have somebody that can hold your hand and tell you that this is the way, right? But if you are design one is there as mentor, you're making a mistake. If mentor is serious, right? Because it's really funny stuff, right? Skills, right? There are some foundational sets. No matter what the spaces were, some foundational sets to be for you to pilot into differences, right? A good example, and I'm sorry for using this because this is a very vast crowd. Software engineering, that's what it is, right? Software engineering, there's something you need to learn, right? That if you're writing PHP today, what if tomorrow a company hires my Java? Would you tell them that it's PHP right now? I mean, it's going to be right. Imagine that's why it's PHP. Before I die. I got an interview. I applied to all about before I got one. So it's at that point I tell them that it's no gym. It's like you looking for a child for 15 years. Okay, yes. And then not give it to a child. Now that I know it's not you want. Yes. So things core skills, right, will help you to diversify. Right now, I write to be honest. I can write language and framework. So now my vision now. You get. So if tomorrow company has okay, you want to sharp, it's now. I'll go on you buy a sit down with it. And they have a good set of friends. Right? Have friends that write different language. So I have someone who knows C# very well. So if I'm trying to learn it, I have someone that can go and meet. Okay, what else do I need to learn? And not grow. Why am I jumping? So that is going to help you with adaptability, right? To be able to just build a relationship. Never grow in isolation. You will be doing yourself this. Never grow in isolation. One of my friends, very, very short story. There's one that the last 2 years, I reached out to this guy. We did it together, right? And we played how much? 25K. And we were balling to the extent. But our colleagues were playing project. So you can imagine, and right, because you have a top of a better environment, your good environment. If you don't have a top of a better environment, you might just think that your best environment. So the fact that we are earning 20, we go to Ventura and be a party. When I have someone that needs 100K, I'll be okay. I don't sleep. My own mates, now what are you doing? I'm not doing. So this particular friend of mine, after IT, so after school, right, I was to just, and I said that, guy, try to work so that you can know if anybody knows any tech company, just go and do your. I think that so he went and ended up spending a jet in his lap. I can know what I can do. Know what I can do. So I didn't mean like this. Come later and say, so I went and back. He didn't the job. He had to go back home and did that. But didn't company hire him because they didn't leave the level that we left. So when they're in 40, I'm like, you're only BSc. We saw your 4 years now. It's 40. And that's what I was earning. Right? I got a job, I was comfortable. I said that. Let me ask a question. How much can a company pay you now that you feel like you've hit the jackpot. I asked him that question. And when my friend answered, my friend said 200K. I knew there was no. It's because that 200K then was tight as some of my friends. You know what it is now? 10%. That's why, see, you do surround yourself with people that are above level. It's a shorty that will always be growing. Your progress might be slow, but as long as you are surrounded with people that are in a higher level than you, you always grow. I had friends that their salary, they can be buying car every month. So when I say they're okay with any million at that time, do you think I'll be okay? You get my point. So that's that. The reason he's thinking this week, he has an idea what to do and people are earning. So I started telling him, see this guy is earning this amount. This guy earning this amount. This guy earning this amount. And they got close again. I gave him some advice. Oh, do this. It's not on this platform. 2 months, this guy was earning 4K. Yes, they go down. So the moral of the short story is don't build and don't go in addition. Right? Next slide. I think we're almost done. Okay, this is my conclusion. So I added impact friends. The one down there is income. And this is authority. What is this? Right? I have a question of a minute, right? Can't be an authority, right? And serving. It's not possible. There's no way. Right? And the thing is that for you to have this money, you have to work to it. So you have to work to it. Now, in everything I do, I strive to impact. Right? There are some people that right now, if I'm building a company, I can conveniently and bring them to the project I'm working on. And they will have to work for me without paying. I'm not. But there are certain things I want for people. Not necessarily money, no. Sometimes it takes time. My time, right? I explain this to you, explain what you have, and you come to me. That's impact. Right? Of impact and influence. So you know that if you should buy that 20, you know how many people were that tech? Do you know how many people are even right now because I don't have mercy? Right? That guy has made enough impact, making influence. You get it? So, and then when you have impact and influence, income is small, but income is small. So as you continue your tech journey, or as you get into to make impact, enough of it. See, I and my friend were talking yesterday, and one of the things we realize is that people don't help people that seem like they need help. People help those that don't seem like they need help. Those are the sweetest people to help. See, if you go running to somebody, I need this, I need that, I'm telling you, 99% of the time, you will not get that help. But if you are looking for something, the strategy is find something that you can offer to that other person that will make that person not be able to say no. See, you can't say no to someone that offers value. There's one day, I went to a friend's place, and there's this man. I think I don't know. He works in the compound. And every time the man will come, he's hungry. So one day I gave him 200 naira. Another day I gave him 500. I was like, here's every day here's every time I'll not be giving you money. So I stopped giving this guy money. So one day, I went to my friend's place. So I parked my car and I went inside. And I slept over. The following morning, I came out and I saw that my car was washed. Clean. He decided and he was like, so he washed my car. I gave him 1,000 naira. Yes, because when I got there, I drove a dirty car to the place. So, hoping that the following day I'll drive my car to car wash. And you know how much they charge at car wash now? Maybe at very least 2,000 naira, 2,500. Maybe in Lagos, 3K at times. And someone just came and washed my car. I think the 1,000 was much. It wasn't much for me, but it was much for that guy. He saw that there was something that I needed that was of value to me, and he's able to provide it, and he just provided it. So, let me apply this. I'm done explaining this, but let me just quickly apply this to, if you go to my YouTube channel, there's a video there about asking for mentorship. Go and watch it. See, let me really say a little that I said in that video. It's the reason why you approach somebody and tell the person that, please mentor me, and the person says no, or a lot of people say no. See, at times, it's not because maybe the person is cruel. It's not. Really, it's not. See, mentors don't really have time. They don't. So if you come as if you need something, you most probably will not get it. But if you come as if there's something that that person needs, they're able to offer, whenever it is you decide to ask, the person will not be able to say no. So a good example is, see these designs. When I started my YouTube channel, I wanted to do this design myself, right? So I called one of the guys that is a designer, but like a younger brother. I told him that, help me look at this design. And the guy redesigned it. The next video, he designed it. The next one, he designed it. Guess what? Every single time, he called me today. Every single time he calls me, I will leave what I'm doing, pick his call. If he asks me anything, I will answer him. It's something that I need that this guy is offering me. And I get paid, but I don't feel comfortable, just, you get. So I think that will be all. Let me see. Is that the last, what's it called? But I think that's the last one. Yes, thanks so much, guys. Sorry.